I genuinely love all of this makeup, but for some reason, I don't want to use it. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Carmel, and every few months on this channel, I like to go back into my makeup collection and pick out makeup products that I genuinely had a lot of love for. Either I used them all the time or I reviewed them and I loved them, but for some reason, I never want to pick them up. So in today's video, we are going to be giving them another chance and hopefully finding out what my problem is. If that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. Let's get straight into it, and we're going to start with a primer. Okay, this is a primer from Giorgio Armani. This is the Luminous Silk Hydrating Primer. I'm pretty sure this cost me a pretty penny, but I never use it. And you know what? I think it's a really obvious reason as to why I don't use this. And it's because I don't really use primers, to be honest. My Skin Prep is my primer. That's the consistency of it, and it really is lovely. And it's just been sat in a drawer, just never to be used. So we're going to use that today. You know, I can do with all the hydration I can get. Let's be real, my skin needs it, but I'm only going to use it in certain areas. So I'm going to aim for my pore areas. So this is actually very, very smoothing. I don't know. Honestly, I feel sad that I have makeup in my drawers that I've abandoned and there's nothing wrong with them. I've just got new makeup and I'm using that. Yeah, oh my gosh. That is really smooth. I've not used this in so long. It is so smoothing. That has literally just blurred my pores. Okay. I think we might have to start using this again. I don't have any brow products, so my brows are done, and I've prepped my skin in the usual way. So hydrating essence, moisturizer, and an SPF. Feels weird using a natural primer. I can't remember the last time I did this. It's nice. It feels nice. It's fragrance free, and yeah, it's non-sticky. It just feels really nice. It just feels like a serum, really. Okay. I'm impressed. So we've got a full mixture of drugstore and high-end today. So the next product is from Maybelline, and this is an eyeshadow stick. This is the Colour Tattoo 24-Hour Eye Sticks. So it looks like this, and this is the shade I Am Courageous, number 30. That primer feels so nice. So that's the shade I Am Courageous, and it's just a kind of a gold shimmer. So it is just an eyeshadow stick. So I haven't prepped my eyes at all because you don't really need to with eyeshadow sticks. Oh, it has a sharpener on the end as well. So we'll just go straight in. And yeah, I'm wondering why I don't use this. I think it's because it's a little bit too glittery looking. I thought this would be a great one and done. And I think it's a great formula, and believe me, it doesn't budge. It is so long lasting and I love the shade. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just never reach for it. They are very, very creamy though, and very easy to apply. And I'm just blending the edges out with my Real Techniques Beige shadow brush. It's glittery rather than shimmery, if that makes sense, but I do really like it. It's a fantastic eyeshadow pen and it literally doesn't move. I think I just need maybe a different shade. Have you tried these? If you have, let me know what shade I need to get. When I was going through my stuff, I found a full-sized eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury, and I have one that I've already used because I'd bought a backup, and this is the Pillow Talk eyeliner, and this is in the shade Pillow Talk. It's kind of a reddy brown, and I literally wore nothing but this for so long, and then obviously I had one, bought a backup, and then stopped using them. I'm going to use a little bit on the lash line. These are so creamy. That's one thing that I feel like Charlotte Tilbury does really, really well, and eyeliners are definitely one of them. Just going to smudge it out with my Nicola Rose N12. They're so creamy. Yeah, gorgeous. They really are. I don't know why I decided that I didn't want to use these anymore. These are great because you can actually use them all over the eyelid, or you can just bring a little bit to the outer corner just to give it a little bit of depth like I've done there. Once it's dried down, it's really budge proof too. So yeah, really good products that deserve some love. So next up we have a mascara from Eldridge. This is the Kitten Lash Mascara, beautifully packaged, but I never want to use it. I don't know, because it's actually a fantastic mascara. Curved brush, dense bristles. Do you know what I think it is? I don't really like curved brushes. I like it to be easy. And if something's not really easy when it comes to mascara, then I have a problem with it. I guess maybe it just didn't blow my socks off, which I expected it to for the price. But we'll give it a go today and see if I feel any different. Okay, so I think I remember now why I don't pick it up. It's because it doesn't cling onto my lashes. So although it's nice and it's airy and it's fluttery, I like a mascara to pull my lashes because I don't have the best lashes. It's nice, it's really nice, but it's not amazing. Let's match these up. So I think they've turned out absolutely fine. I don't have an issue with this mascara. I think it just makes me work a little bit too hard. And if you know me, you know I'm a little bit lazy, okay? I just like a mascara to do the job for me. And I can't see myself continuing to pick this up. I like it, but I don't want to use it. What is wrong with me? I know, it's me, isn't it? Let's move on to concealer. This is the Dior Forever Skin Correct. And this is in the shade 1.5N, and I preferred the old formula. This is the newest reformulation. So that's the shade 1.5N. And yeah, I do think it might be too light for me, but it's decent for brightening. So I used this a lot when I first got it, and then just threw it in a drawer, never to be used again. And I can't even remember what I really thought of it. So we're going to go back in with it. So I've got it on the back of my hand, just that swatch, and I'm going to dip in with my Nicola Rose BK Beauty N16. And I'm not going to colour correct today because, you know, we're checking out how good this concealer is. I'm going to bring it right into the inner corner. So it is very brightening. I think it was just, I don't know whether I felt like it was a little bit overhyped, but I did like the original. And maybe the shade was just a bit off for me because it's too light. Yeah, it's actually fine for this area, for where my hollow is, but under the whole eye, I feel like it's too bright. It's a very hydrating concealer. So it's definitely a medium coverage and it is definitely buildable. This is going to be obviously a little bit pricier than other concealers. Let's have a look how much. Yeah, so it's €40 for this. That's done a pretty good job. By the way, it's gone really dark in here. The sun has decided to leave today, so we're in darkness. I do know that this doesn't crease. That's one thing I remember. Okay, why have I not been using this? Right, I'm impressed. This is going back in the top drawer. I'm sorry, Dior. I'm sorry for neglecting you. Foundation now, and this foundation, when I first reviewed this, loved it. Okay, this is a dry skin girl's dream, an actual dream. This is the Makeup Forever HD Hydra Glow. So they do have another one, don't they, which I've not used before. I don't know whether that's more on the matte side, but this is definitely their glowy, dewy foundation. Do you know, I think one of the reasons that I stopped using this, the shade leans a little yellow, and I think that's what has been putting me off it. So lovely runny formula. So this is the shade 1N14. So let's pop it on. BK Beauty A101 brush. This is actually a travel brush, but I like it for foundation. So we're just going to tap it in. Now you see, you can't pick that up really, but it looks a little on the yellow side. So we're just going to push this in. I'm just picking it up off my hand. Look at that hydration. This is definitely a dewy foundation, I would say. It's not... So it kind of does give you that glass skin finish, I would say, but it's not greasy looking, and I think that can always be a worry. I think this is just perfect for super dry skin, or you have normal to dry skin. I think you would love this. Would you love it with oily skin? No, I don't think so. I don't think you would. My skin will obviously drink this in because it's dry, but if you have oily skin already, well, I don't think you'd like it. So that's how my skin is looking with the foundation. And as you can see, it's super hydrated. It's kind of dewy, glassy looking, and it's obviously not for everybody, but if you have dry, mature, dehydrated skin, this is lovely. Obviously, with a foundation like this, it's not going to give you the most longevity, so I remember it lasting all day, but by the end of the day, I was looking quite a bit shinier than before. So it's definitely a foundation that I feel like I would probably need to set, or that I could set with powder products. So a powder bronzer or a powder blush. And I actually think that despite it being a dewy glassy foundation, it gives a really good medium coverage. I really, really like it. I think it's gorgeous. So we're moving on to a bronzer and contour duo now, and these have been completely neglected by me. These are the e.l.f. bronzer contour duos. These were released sometime last year. Was it this year? I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. I picked up a good few shades of these. Now, some people obviously don't like to use a duo product, but in my day-to-day life, I do not use a separate bronzer and a separate contour. I just don't. I either use a bronzer or a contour. So we have light, medium in the middle, light, medium at the end. I'm not using medium because it's quite warm. I think I'm going to go with light, which is kind of a good mix between the two. I'm going to use my BK Beauty 112 brush for this. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on the back of my hand and pick it up that way. I don't know why I've not used these, because I really liked these when I reviewed them, but I've never used them. I just don't use them. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's the actual packaging. As I've said before, I'm a little lazy. I like things that are convenient. Me opening up a tub and rubbing my brush in it and putting it on, or using a stick, is much easier than me pulling out a product, taking it out, putting it on the back of my hand, picking it up, working it in. Like, that just annoys me. So I genuinely think that's the reason, because it's a really, really beautiful product. Seriously, what is wrong with me? It literally just sinks into the skin. What a gorgeous product. I've kind of annoyed myself now. So incredibly hydrating and flattering. And I've just had it sat in a drawer. Okay. So very natural looking. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, we are going in with a cream blush now, and this is my Victoria Beckham Cheeky Posh blush, and I have this in the shade Major, and I don't know why I don't pick this up really. I have worn it, obviously, because it's so expensive, but I just don't enjoy putting it on. So that's Major. It's gorgeous. I really like it. It's kind of a neutral pink. I think I just thought that this blush would be the absolute creamiest blush I've ever used in my life, and it just wasn't. So maybe it's because of how I was applying it. I tried picking it up with a brush. I tried dotting it on the cheeks. Today, I'm going to go in on the back of my hand and pick it up that way, because people absolutely rave about these, but it just didn't knock my socks off. Going in with my BK Beauty N17 brush, and I'm just going to pick it up on the brush and kind of tap it on. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Yeah. I can't remember how I applied it in the review. Okay, that's actually applying nicely. Maybe it's the brush actually, because I didn't have this brush back then. Okay, I've got a bit cray-cray on the blush today. But if you just see past that, please. Okay, that looks really nice. Okay, right. So the best way, pop it on the hand, pick it up, and blend it with this brush. That's what I'm going to do in future. N17, right. That's what we're doing. Okay, it is very, very creamy. Okay, we're back on with the blush. Today, it has proven me wrong. So back in the top drawer in my rotation. I'm so happy because that is a pricey little number. Okay, I'm looking pretty dewy today, aren't I? I don't mind it. I don't hate it. Okay, next is a concealer pen, and this is the NYX Pro Fix Stick. And I remember when I first got this, I thought it was really, really good, but I never use it. So it looks like this, and it is just a concealer stick. It's really, really creamy, and this is the shade Soft Beige. I always go with beige when it comes to NYX. I don't know why. So I am just going to pop it over a couple of problematic areas. So my hyperpigmentation. I'm just going to use my same concealer brush from before. My Nicola Rose N16. I'm just going to tap it into the area. Yeah, it's done an all right job. I can never get my hyperpigmentation to cover completely. I'm not massively bothered, to be honest. Let's go in on the nose a bit. Yeah, that's done a decent enough job, actually. Yeah. It's a really nice little concealer, for sure. I like how creamy it is. I need to start using this more. It's definitely not something I would use under my eyes. I feel like it's a little bit too creamy, whereas I feel like I need more of a liquid under my eyes. But yeah. That's not bad. Before I go in with lipstick and powder, I am going to use a setting spray. And this is the MAC Fix Plus. This is the alcohol-free, and I loved this. I was shocked when I was looking through my makeup and I realised that how much I'd abandoned this. So many setting sprays have come along that I've just had my head turned, and that's the problem, isn't it, with the majority of these things, is other shiny and new things come along and we immediately get drawn to those. So it has a really lovely, nice mist, really nice and fine. That feels absolutely gorgeous. Aw, I'm going to start using this again, for sure. I mean, MAC Fix Plus is an absolute classic. I think everybody's had this, haven't they? So good. So I don't use setting spray every day, but when I do decide to use setting spray, I always use setting spray and then go in with powder after that, because I often feel like the setting spray can alter the formulation of the powder that I use. There's definitely been a lot of talk between me and my viewers recently, especially about loose powders. And I have one viewer in particular, Harry, who's amazing, has been giving me so many recommendations for loose powders. But I decided to have a look through my collection as to what I used to use because I am pretty set in my own ways now when it comes to loose powder, but I'm definitely on the hunt for a replacement for my Givenchy for when that runs out. So I went back in and I found my Laura Mercier. This, I think, was a limited edition because it's got a red cap, so I don't know what limited edition it was. I wore nothing but this for years, and then one day it just started to make me look 1,000 years old. People still bang on about the Laura Mercier, so we're going back to it. Some of you are probably thinking, has this makeup expired, Carmel? I think you can just judge for yourself whether makeup expires. I'm definitely not the kind of person that will throw things out after 12 months has passed, especially with powder. I think powder does last. And so I think you just need to look out for signs of expiration. I don't know how long I've had this powder. It's probably a couple of years. I don't even know when the limited edition was, but we're going in with it today. What's the worst that can happen, right? I'm not trying to encourage you to use expired products, but things last, all right? It's different with creams and liquids than it is to powders. So I'm looking a fair bit shiny now, but we're going to go in under the eyes first. Just going to Oh, this is my Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush. It's just great for getting into under eye hollows. So I'm just going kind of placing this in my hollow. Okay, so I mean, it's good. It's done a good job at mattifying, but oh gosh, no, it's so dry. No. Now, Harry did mention that there was another Laura Mercier powder called Ultra Blur, something like that. I could be wrong. That sounds good. Now, hang on a minute, right? That looks really good on the face, but not good under the eyes. Someone did say to me, oh gosh, why have I forgotten who it was now, that you should only really use a powder under the eyes that's designed for underneath the eyes. I think whoever said that is completely spot on. This has worked really nicely at blurring my skin and just mattifying that shine a little bit, but it doesn't look the best underneath my eyes. Okay, so Laura Mercier isn't great under my eyes, but it's great on the rest of my face. So that's a semi-win, right? I was going to use a highlight today, but I decided I'm not going to because I feel like I have enough on my skin today. And I think if I went in with a highlight, it would look a little bit crazy. All right, so on the lips today, I am going in with this lovely lipstick from L'Oreal, and I don't know why I do not use this more. This is the Color Riche Nude Intense in the shade Worth It, which is always my favorite L'Oreal shade. So it comes in this lovely gold packaging, and there's the shade. Now it is quite a warm pink, and it's funny because the shade Worth It in the lip oil, the new lip oil, is kind of more mauvey, whereas I feel like this is more of a warmish pink. So again, that is the shade 601 Worth It. This for me is the perfect type of lipstick because it's not glossy, it's not matte, it's just a genuine satin, and it just feels so good, honestly. Yeah, why don't I wear this? It smells lovely actually. All right, that's going back in my bag. That is going back in my handbag. So I think today was pretty successful. Do this with your own makeup, please. I really think that you will go back and discover makeup that either you didn't really give a chance or makeup that you abandoned and you don't know why. And I think you could have a new love affair with them. Honestly, it's such an important thing to do, especially these days when we're constantly buying new things, new stuff, new things, new makeup. I am definitely going to make sure that I go back and revisit makeup every couple of months because, yeah, you never know what you're going to find. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye for now.